books. I'm technically reading 2 right now. I have one in audio and one that I'm reading. So this one, The Crooked Kingdom. A little about the Crooked Kingdom. This is the sequel to Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I love this book so much. Oh my god, look at it. Oh, it's like maps, and on the back you have like the character art. So fucking gorgeous. Anyways, I am currently listening to this book. I am very excited for it. God, I just love it. It's so gorgeous. Okay, I'm fine. It's just so good that I know I'm gonna love it as long as it doesn't end in some mind-shattering, heart-destroying way. So that's definitely going to be finished before the month's ends. And I'm actually reading this one too. This, If We Were Villains, is theater/literature students, and you know somebody did something to go to jail for 10 years because that's where the book starts. They're being interrogated, and they're about to be released, and the cop is like, I am going to be retiring. This is my badge. I need to know what happened that night. And he's like, nah, bro, I'm not saying crap until I'm out, and there's no double jeopardy. There's no none of this. Like, if I tell you, there's not going to be any way that I can go to jail for it because I'm done being here. And the cop agrees, and he shows him the retirement papers and all of this stuff. And he gets released, and he's taken back to the college where I guess it all went down. And apparently they only do Shakespeare plays. And the reason why that's funny and coincidental is I'm actually teaching Macbeth right now. So I'm teaching Macbeth, and come to find out at some point they play Macbeth. And there's a quote in here, again, no spoilers, that says, do you think our downfall was Julius Caesar when they were playing Julius Caesar? And the main character says, no, I think our downfall was when we played Macbeth Halloween night. And it goes into like flashback events, and then every now and again you're like flashed to the present. And so the dude is telling the cop what the fuck happened. And the main character also seems like he was innocent in whatever went down, but that he also doesn't fully understand what happened. That he just ended up being the fall guy for whatever it was. It definitely seems like it's a murder mystery, but it's a good murder mystery. And if you like literature, you'll like this because they have like random fucking quotes from Shakespearean plays. Like, when they're trying out, you can hear the scenes that it is, and they do random stuff like, good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? So they say things in Shakespearean language to each other in like weird haha moments. Like they'll be playing chicken in the lake with chicks on the shoulders, and like everything's fine, and then somebody's too scared to play, and then they'll be like, I do believe the woman doth protest too much. And shit like that. And I'm a fucking nerd, and I love that shit. So I'm currently reading this one. I will probably be done with this one before the next week's end. The end of next week. See, I've been doing this shit too long. The end of next week. I'm very excited. It seems like a 4-star right now. 4.5 if I'm being biased. If you take the literature aspect out, it definitely has the ability to be great. Okay. It definitely has the ability to be great. It just depends on how it wraps up, because I am only like 27%. Where am I? Anyways, I'm excited for this one. So those are the 2 I'm reading right now for February, but this is one that I'm definitely going to be doing. If you have paid attention to anything I've said about like my favorite books, you'll know Ninth House is a favorite. If also notice, same author, both sequels. Same author, both sequels. This is the second book to a duology called Ninth House. It was fantastic because I like the snake on it. 5 stars, fantastic. Basically, what happens when this chick goes to Yale and can see ghosts in like this underground society. And this has to do with the second part of where she tries to go find her friend, and it's fucking massive. But it's like the exclusive edition. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, thank you, Panda, for convincing me to get it. I am very, very excited for this. So that is on my February list. This book a student gave me. It's not my book, which is why it is tearing at the seams. It literally has a thing saying, I said I'd let you borrow it. And there's a bunch of numbers over here. So it's like date and times and pages. So love her for that. But this is, I'm going to read because I told her I would read over Christmas break and I didn't. So this has to do with, in the coastal town of Alden, Maine, Hope and Jack Kelly seem to have it all. A beautiful family, a growing business, and a salt house. However, a year later, each member of the Kelly family navigates the world on their own private island of grief because Hope is unable to let go of her daughter's ashes, and the husband works himself to exhaustion into a crumbling marriage. So I can already tell that I am going to be crying like a motherfucker in this book. Apparently it's a lot to do with remaining daughters and grief. Apparently I've been fucking reading grief novels. We're just going to go with that. That's the theme of this year. How to Make Friends with the Dark. This is not the end. This book, we're just going to, it's a grieving year, I guess. I also have these 2 books that are supposed to have smut in them. So this is by the same author as Touch of Darkness, and it is supposed to be an Isolde telling. So this is Adrian and Isolde, not Tristan and Isolde, which is weird. But I guess, I don't know, this is supposed to be vampires, so I'm sold. It's vampires. I can't say no. This is supposed to be like a part of a trilogy, but this is the first one. And this has 2 sisters, 1 brutal murder, 1 quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. So there's that. House of Salt and Sorrow, I've been told I need to read, so this will be my fantasy read, like my high fantasy. In A Manor by the Sea, 12 girls are cursed, and it's their journey out of it. I don't know anything about this book outside of apparently everybody fucking loves it. Nobody saw that. It didn't happen. And then lastly, this is another book that I really want to leave. Schwab is the author that did Addie, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I have so many of her fucking books. And this one is part 1 of a duology, but I don't have the second book. I only have the first one. So I figure we read it and see what happens. If I don't get to this one, if I don't get to these 2, if I don't get to these 2, these will be March reads. But I definitely have these 4 on my list. And a couple of them I have on Kindle as well, so I can take them on an airplane with me if I need to, or carry them wherever I ought to go. So that's a fun time. But what are you guys reading? Is anybody really loving what they're reading now? Any recommendations? Survival! Hi! Puppy says ho! We'll tell her ho right back.